I guess it's my turn. What's up guys, this is Naru Samurai here, coming in with my box openings, but I am going to be doing it a little bit different from the cattle as of currently, because I am not going to be opening up all of them at once. I am going to break down each and every one on what you're going to need and what you're going to want to get after for BT01, and what overall is being taken out or added depending on each one of the trial decks. So this is going to be a 5-episode pretty much mini series that I'm going to be doing, and we're going to start off with our boy Yu right there and now. So we got right here our one and only Yu's starter deck. Now guys, I'm going to tell you right now, this is not the starter deck I ordered originally. So I ordered the 5 start decks in the beginning from Golden Phoenix Games. By the way guys, please check out Golden Phoenix Games, they're awesome. But because of the whole Bushiroad delay, I won't be receiving them until the set drops, and I did want to bring out this content to you guys. So I kind of drove out roughly an hour out of my city to find a store that did carry them and weren't sold out, because everybody around me were sold out and it was crazy. But finally I was able to find one and we can start. But overall, let's see. Man, that packaging is gonna be slightly tough, but we got scissors. Got our handy dandy starter, and we got the deck itself. All right, so this, you know, you can just throw it behind you. You already know how to play the game, so let's get right into the one and only Chikravati. Now the packaging was actually pretty smaller than usual, a little bit crazy for that, but let's see what we have here for Chikravati. We get a total of 4 of them, I believe, so let's check that out. So we're gonna have 4 Chikravati, one of them being foiled, and I think it's the only foiled in the deck. Main thing is he's not going to be leaving the deck at all. He's going to be the main focus overall for the majority of the Overdress deck, so you won't be having to worry about running another grade 3 at the current moment, but you will have things as your secondary grade 3 for Rearguard Circle. Next we got 4 of our Blaze Maiden Ryu. Now what's going to be kind of interesting for you guys to know is that you're actually going to only need 1 of the Ryus for the right deck, and then the other 3 you don't have to run the deck. Those will be filled in with more grade 2s that you can have instead. Example is Virina Arcus, which is going to be released in DBT01, as well as your Sunburst Order card would also be ran in that deck. So in a sense, you will not be using the extra 3 Ryus, and it will be making more space for your grade 2 lineup. Next we're going to have 4 of our Blaze Maiden Rina. What's great is you're not going to be needing to run 3 of her in the deck. You'll need the 1 for the right deck, and in those spots you're going to be either running the Stealth Dragon or the 10k booster in her place, which is going to be able to sustain the deck and make it a little bit stronger. The 10k booster is going to help Virina's and their power boost, as well as Valiente, and also the Stealth Dragon can search out for your Nirvana, so your following turn you can Persona right. So you really only need 1 of her in the right deck for searching out for a Trickstar, and then Reno will search out for the Virina. So overall, right deck main cards, which is actually kind of cool now, because you can run 1-ofs in the deck and you're able to actually get them as your first cards. Next card is going to be our Egg, which you're going to be running as the starter. You could run Trickstar instead, but I kind of do like the Egg more because you get that draw if you do go second, and it's overall maintaining a 2-turn focus for you, because you can at least know that if you do have to go second, you'll get that draw, while Trickstar you won't be getting a draw. Next is going to be Fire/Dragon Infernal Sword. Guys, not going to be run. Nah. You can run it right now in the start deck, but second DBT01 comes out, this is going to be instantly switched out for Valiente, And if you find more space in your grade 3 lineup after you run the 3 to 4 Valiente, you can include 2 of the Tachikaze looking clone, which says that when your Vanguard attacks, if you have more rear guards than your opponent, you can send it to Soul and give a critical to your Vanguard for that small extra pressure. But for him alone, he won't be used currently any forward, as it's only going to be good for the start decks. Next we have 4 Virina, main overdress card in the deck, going to be focusing very much on Trickstar. So I would not recommend removing Virina from the list of stuff that you want in your deck, since it's going to be the main focus for overdress, and you kind of want to have as many different Virinas as possible, and this is going to be the one that's going to be easily searched for by Ryu, as well as the order card that we're going to be talking about a little bit later. Continuing forward, we got Angloblau, which is another grade 1 that's not going to be used. Like I said before, it's going to be filled in by the Stealth Dragon or the 10k booster, and those 2 cards will be taking its spot. Next, our last grade 1 is 4 of the P guard for the start deck. This is a pretty basic P guard, just when placed on Guardian Circle, discard a card from your hand and the attack is nullified. We will be getting a new P guard in BTO1, which is Twin Buckler Dragon. It also got released during the second set of clan selection as a little like promo, but DBTO1, and that's how you're going to be switching it out. The only difference though is that if you have 2 or less cards in your hand and you place the P guard, it nullifies the attack without having to discard because you only had 2 cards in your hand. If you had 2 or more cards, you have to discard a card from your hand. So it kind of makes it a little bit more challenging to want to keep them towards the end of your hand so that you pretty much drop it to survive. And it's actually an interesting concept for decks coming forward. Next, our main boy, one and only Trickstar. Trickstar right here is going to be staying in the format. Really important card. I do hope to get foils of it later down the line, but I do recommend that Trickstar is going to be that card that you want to keep in the deck because it's the main thing fueling the deck. Since it's the original dress card, it's going to be staying around, and that's going to be great. Next, we got our Overtrigger right here. The Overtrigger is optional. You can switch it out for the other Overtrigger in DBTO1. The only difference is that this one will be giving 1 million to not only one of your units, but you can choose another unit to get 1 million if you drive check it on your turn. But if you drive check it on your opponent's turn, it's just a 1 million power and it goes out of the game. The one for the DBTO1 is when you drive check it, you're allowed to stand your Vanguard and give 1 million power to a unit. So you kind of get another attack with your Vanguard for more cards in hand, or you can give both your overdressed units 1 million power. So it's kind of up to you where you want to go forward with that deck list and how you decide to build it. I'm probably going to go for the Dragonic Empire Overtrigger, but this one has not let a lot of people down, so it's not a bother running at all. Then last but not least is going to be our triggers. So I am not going to talk much about the triggers. We are going to get extra triggers that we're missing in the set. So I think triggers is kind of like your canvas. You paint it as any way you want. If you want to be a very crit heavy deck, you run crits. If you want to be a very front heavy deck, you run fronts. So overall, it's your little like canvas on what you want to do. So I'm not going to talk much about these triggers, but I do want to say that I am hoping to see what comes out next, and if we'll ever get triggers that have abilities like how we used to before. Now our last grade 2, like I said before, was going to be Sunburst Evolution, and Sunburst Evolution is going to be our last grade 2 that we're going to be running. I think I did mention before that in the grade 2 lineups that we will not be running the other reuse. Instead, we're going to be running Varina Arcus, Varina, and the Sunburst. So you're only going to have 8 grade 2s in your deck and these 3 order cards. So hopefully it does work out. I mean, you're going to be fine because you're able to use the right deck and go over to grade 2, but all you're searching for is Virinas, and Virinas will be the only things in deck. And if not a Virina, a card that can search for it. But yeah, guys, those were pretty much the small things of that box break that I did want to talk about. Things that you can run instead once the BTO1 comes out, and what's going to be viable for you in the future. And that's going to be my UU opening trial deck 1 Next, we're going to be talking about the one and only Toya Abada in the next opening. Thank you all so much, and if you enjoyed these videos, please like, comment, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Peace.